sing consider our Canada like using service when head college service in a payment one. The Canada Salaga like Tamba, the Manipurian Palasalaga medical service over the Tika, Miano, Toina, Canada's Mason. Canada the Manipuri Satra Man, medical studies, opportunities coming to.
So, for the medical education, high priority, it's very good system like that. There are 17 medical colleges in the entire Canada. I think roughly they take about close to about 2,500 students in a year. And some of them are provincial, just like for India, the state medical colleges like. At the moment, 10 province and 3 union, 3 territories, 10 province and 17 medical colleges. They try to get the number based on what is needed for to run the country. So, selection medical generally, first rule when people say people can apply for medicine, they have to be either a Canadian resident, permanent resident, natraga Canadian citizen. However, there are few specific colleges, I would say, they may have a few seats for international students. Okay? On an average, individual apply to the so when you go to their every university website, they will say Canadian training no single individual person will apply. So they have to go through a specific requirement University of Calgary, the faculty sometimes we are involved in certain selection of medical students. So, difference. India, they put grade 12 medical college admission down. So, the MBBS, I would say, Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Canada, the bachelor degrees in medicine, they start with MD degree. So, minimum qualification. They have to have at least done some bachelor course. Okay? So, and that is different between various colleges, but most colleges will require at least 2 years of full-time bachelor training.
After grade 12?
After grade 12. So generally what I see is that most of the people who have completed BSc, Bachelor of Science, any field apply to home. Then they have to look at their grade point averages, how much they score during that time. So for a province by province, state for the you say minimum for the provinces. Some have I say Alberta, Alberta resident when apply to say minimum say 3.2 out of 4. To give minimum grade point average. Even I say Canada, supposing I not top state, Calgary University apply to they have to get minimum 3.8 grade point average. So I think even for that will apply for most of the medical school in Canada. International, supposing India, the government apply at least minimum 3.8, 3.9 average. So it has to be highly qualified. Strong academic perspective. Second, another important thing they look at is MCAT, medical college admission test, score. For India, class 12, exam different style, need national eligibility entrance test. Rank the mind medical test to it's just a necessity to apply. I is the MCAT score say 525 this is just to application and say application submit
score
counseling the top level the counseling tawrani kari medical college tamdoino da khangrani ba moigina it's kind of mandatory aduga MCH da su masai physics chemistry biology wari boba aduna tana critical analysis critical thinking wari boba adugu moyeng ekai gumabdi physician amawar pada sangi knowledge to dan oilamdre how you communicate with the patients how strong you as a social, right? So they start looking at not only medical looking at like grade 12 ki natraga BSc mark to the natana nangi all rounder yeng I see how mature you are in terms of your thinking class 12 wala ne professor lorga wari bo pe di yam nawri ni na koi mana doctor hin ba pa me koi mana hin ba pa me na apply to do di mota internal feelings that I say CM so that I na pa me si the doctor ni they look at for how much work you have done as a voluntary. Have you volunteered? Have you really looked at it? Sometimes I call it Thailand point nagatharapati India the grade 12 the marks in phangna na bana entrance phangna la tuition chat chat na le
hojiksun the mark ka da to ba de you thalagan to pate life skill yaw
adu yaw di mark phanyam phangsu nangi social haitare ko mon yeng se skill do yang kani maturity yang kani professionalism yang kani leadership quality yang kani I di samna da question bo like the para kalai nang football sana sa toise wari bo ba physical activity se wari bo ba natraga nang si ne kari ngamba club amagi nang leadership oiraga samna isna ko scout thaina koi na matam do this scout yaw ba ka entero midana adi tare o scout ke leader is ka hadi adi ko muduni hena leader ma or ba si even ne group de yang padanang si kamaina loina rak pagi me yang siga to yen ne ile ba adi ko ba yang su tawraga bai taw ne ba kana agi taw systems so Harvey nangi Bachelor of Science ki degree hai dar ko plus nangi academic productivity yang ani nangi asai social background yang kani aduga MCAT mother kata kani adu yang matung sta apply to matung sta moisna screen tawla ne ba screen do tawla matung da next level is supposing say 5,000 people apply for say 150 seats dan lagi 5,000 apply to matung sida mayam lagi review tawraga they will select maybe 600 people for the interview next step nasai mamanda nasai nagi MCAT khangdi ama khangdi loi to khradam ni interview si tawraga mo se mini mental haigadra pe MMI hai pe interview taw adun I say 500 lagi sudagi kamaina interview process sida kind of again dagi sai communication wari go skill problem solving do loni yang tunda my 150 kan
so it sounds it's much tougher there.
Yes.
Okay so my next question is about sagi Manipur doctor mana kana moina have opportunities if they want to go for that and then what do they need to do?
Okay. So for India the hatar ko se Manipur qualified to se adasal kan ko India qualification se directly moina recognize okay so we have to go through the provincial licensing authorities alaga credentialings darkar tai some have to say for India da pediatric training se sahi hum patane ko indam se to Canada da pediatrician ho gaya sahi mari changya aduna India mak tawri hair su adu mon koi kai sta sana de aduna ada salaga so first koi ta salaga doctor sia de ko credential du yaw da tina then adu let's say okay koi adu ko koi primary care physician hai ga family doctor hai ge eta asne MBBS level gi hai dar ko adu ko ge har su moi gi exam kar tha da ya medical council of Canada gi exam they have a step 1, step 2 lay. Sometimes America sa Canada, US and step 1, step 2, step 3 thar dumana Canada gisu exam kar lay. Adu thar matung da you have to get to the training position. Just I have trained here from India does not make them to work straight even at the passing those exam.
Okay.
So
Is that what is known as residency?
yes.
Okay.
So the residency is equivalent to our postgraduate training here. So depending on the field, they have to apply. But other way we can look at it. So sometimes if you have done your MD and you are looking for some specialization, adung kanda di mo yung fellowship post kala. Sometimes aina India da tawramaga aina kamaina sa kilogi habido. So matandra pin sa KFC fellowship position na pagi neonatology fellowship sa sahi nigilera. The minimum qualification was you have to finish your MD training, and then we applied, and then they interviewed. And so once after interviewed, they have selected. And adu tawraga moina adagi work visa tawra tharak baneba. It's a work permit visa baneba. Student visa da natam. Adu itari pagi there are few specialty hatare ko pagi IMG lo ya specialty na international medical graduate na thawe ya badu gumba kanu da ko body at least fellowship the sector body you will get at least some amount of payment. You don't have to take it from your own pocket. At least for those 2 years of clinical training, meaning that you want to expose how does the Western medicine works. Adu madi bayani. Duga sidagi salaga o ay PR fange duga ya ada layo ne harga medical or professional direct ho di krawagan just.
So doctor, you were a good doctor, well educated, and then you went to Canada. So that way India lost one good doctor, right? One good so and then this is a question many people ask. Brain drain the society another angle is that 22 million people move from one country to another country every year, so in a globalized world. And the opportunities inside from all over the world, opportunity in the younger kind of hyper. So what do you say about it?
That's very good question.
Are you still useful to India or to Manipur?
Yes, I personally feel I'm useful in wherever I go. So I come here, I still train people.
Wow.
Yeah, so for example, so this visit, so I had come to India.
Yeah.
I went to Pediatric Doctor.
Okay.
And we did 2 workshops there for 2 days.
Okay.
But those are the things what we learned which is not available here.
Yeah.
So we got lots of mannequins, simulators. Which you can't see the Anaba Gando Salaga Tiesto was training to Bimuta. Simulators that have a tiesto and the crack Ganda and now this lay and the door. As you fly Canada, you need to the Sahara forever. So that's one training we did, and then after that we went to the Hyderabad. So we had a National Neonatology Forum of India ki Chawar Bahadar ko Neocon conference and 2,500 people like. See conference neonatology ki tamata. So conference the so pre-conference workshop here to get title of Gilak never. I told them Hyderabad this was my workshop though. The same that kind of workshop we have conducted in India, maybe about at least 7-8 places. And there's many more are coming. If I have to look for Manipur, so Matamamda Wari Boba Aina Nord SQ in the first DM neonatology, Nord SQ in 2002, the Puna passed over under Nord SQ in the Hosiki, Matamdu the PCI, Omega, Apes Kadanellis, when entrance Hakan, the Sunak Sitani Katani Olympia, PCI. The Kili Haitare. I saw it the collector that Halake consider young hen Hyman lady filmed it but in a plus socially it wasn't yam challenging we're gonna the environment so come to the young collect to the Matandra Babu my mamma not letting him the you sometimes get the yari to the later. laga tabak sang basi matam dulu dia pergi di cina bini na bisa pilih ke cina tabak sang dia di hai gumbal lagi na apa ini tamu si MBBS tamu ni MD lor ni DM lor ni tu siapa kan honor agar kena ada bisa bisa ke sang dulu apply tahu ni bawa dia matam dulu di kena dulu lagi dia itu tu nai mapanda intensif kiat tahu ni tu nai na saya ikut tinggi among thol ko sila koi di koi marang leba doctor tan di koi mothers care di hospitals that pediatric CME among them okay dana CME tahu sila dum ai kartam jarak pai tar ko gi balance sai tar ko sila kari applicable hoy for solution advances sai di marang da pediatrician mi am sila punna sai ko di tahu last time I tahu da yang ngai ba mana ko gi neonatal resuscitation program na ne pagi angang si popaga kamaina resuscitation ada de koisi taw da gi have se jenim sta mataw hi poi matam duda ai si pagi mana ba matam duda pagi jenim sta pediatrician ma wala la to da basita man se kale nang la ni nai si lai kan so de ai so adi kulai trabore duga hands on training hai ta it's not just lecture, hands-on training. They'll consider supposed to have 40 people, 80 people were ready to join. Okay, I said it doesn't matter. There was a ban, but luckily everyone came, and I think matamda janim slaiba pagi obstetrician, kandi pediatrician, satra, residents toba, the residents toba mayam sila agaba. It was very good, and I think the best response I had was one of the participants. I thought I'm coming at 8 and you are finishing at 5, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to sit and listen. But it was all hands-on, and everything what we could do is that 8 hours of my whole week, that was the best workshop she had ever attended. As a young professor, senior or professor, that was my motto, was train what I have learned, bring back some of those things, what is new and what is feasible to do. It was knowing how to resuscitate. First minute of life is very crucial. Training we need frequent one of those things. It's not about doctors, not about nurses. Whoever is going to attend the delivery, we need to impart those education that will save lots of lives in Manipur.
Doctor, mind the situation the young receptive or benataba the quality conscious Oiba, Dagi, Mungi, Doctor Mams, specialist, super specialist, I do higher education, Doctor Wiga. Among the idea exchange to be about a collaborative work to be able to get a work on. And do you get the possibility to kind of name Tanzania? Do money high talents upon the lake river and an answer computer that we go to professional man. The only thing we need is connecting those people, our folks here and then our professionals abroad. Adugi listen to the name say overseas point civil so your medical fraternity not related doctors in maybe you see that or later doctor PB messages like
okay use again how to say ba begin ha hai tare ko like kana pau konar badang the like the highly competitive now we needed a well-rounded person, not just good at one thing. So like how you communicate with your surroundings. For example, within the family, within your community is very important. And not just focus on study and try to have well-balanced life. Take care of your health too, because sometimes we are reading and we are highly competitive but not taking care of what happens if I cannot succeed on first attempt, because that sometimes is a mental breakdown. So we need that kind of well-balanced life, doing exercise, reading on time, having some fun time with your friends and families. We need to balance that. It's very, very crucial for well-rounded approach in this highly competitive world. I think we have to take care of ourselves. Okay, so apart from patient care, we have to take your own surroundings, because sometimes we focus on money and money and money, and you have no life. You earn lots of money, but you don't have any time to spend what you have. And the very important part is, I think, especially for all of us who have families, who have growing babies and growing children, I think we need to take care of them too, so that if the children look at us and say, my father is busy every day, he did not have my time, the child is going to get that kind of negative feeling from that time, and the child learns something what they see it. Okay, they don't have to be explained, they see it, what the family does, right? So I think it's important to balance your lifestyle as well as focus on what you do and have a very good communication, especially when we're dealing in patients and their families. I think that probably is one thing very important in this today's world. And I sometimes feel very sad in the sense that there are lots of attacks on doctors, because in India, we only see what has happened. People say, why do the doctors get beaten up? But I think there is always the two sides of the story. But I think most often, what I have seen is that if you have excellent communication skills, excellent speaking to the families and updating what's going on, that may be number one thing, which might, to some extent, decreases all this misunderstanding which happens. And doctors are human at the end, and so I think to err is human. That's what we say, because we are not God. We do make mistakes, but that might be increased if we work for a long time without having a little break. So if somebody is working for 12 hours, 24 hours, I don't know, our mind is get faded for that particular moment. So please take care and at least have a fun time what we provide, because we are here to provide the care for all our patients and their families. Thank you.
That's a precious message. So I would just like to supplement to what has said, because there is something called 21st century skills, and that is nothing but the life skills and then the soft skills, without which only the hard skills cannot work today. And then in the coming years there will be more and more emphasis on the life skills and the soft skills, and so one has to be an all-rounder. And so in that regard, we are geared up. The overseas point is geared up to give all the necessary skills to every one of you. And so we welcome the students and youth of this state to work with us and then progress ourselves. So this has been a very good moment. Thank you very much for visiting.
Thank you so much.